As we have heard today, there are numerous concerns related to so-called environmental, social, and governance policies being indoctrinated into accounts by woke asset managers. Today's hearing will help us better understand what Congress can do to ensure that activist stakeholders will not encourage woke corporate activism.
Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert can't define woke, and there are many in sports who to this day try and outline their real-life experiences to the world. However,
what does woke mean?
It means you're an idiot. I mean, that's what it is.
Absolutely. So if anybody's an idiot, they're woke.
If you don't know whether you're a male or female, then I'm sorry, there's an issue.
Could not be more wrong, but of course.
Right glove that I wore on my right hand signified the power within Black America. The left glove my teammate John Carlos wore on his left hand also signified Black unity. The scarf that was worn around my neck signified blackness. John Carlos and me wore socks, black socks without shoes, to also signify our poverty.
Olympic medalist Tommy Smith tried back in the 60s, for God's sake.
I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person, I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot.
So because the New England Patriots hired a black man who said racism exists.
Is a new season of wokeness beginning with the NFL?
But what I would say is, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix a problem that we all know we have.
Fox News and right-wing media is piling on.
But I mean, I empathize, because imagine growing up black and your last name is Mayo.
Well, I see color. I mean, I can't deny I don't see color. I look at Obama and I see that he's half white.
Sage Steele nods in approval.
Look, if I was following Bill Belichick as the coach of the New England Patriots and he'd won 6 Super Bowls, I'd probably be getting my excuses in very quickly because it's going to be an impossible act to follow. So now this guy can simply turn around if it all goes wrong and say, well, the negative coverage is racist.
Odd thing to say from peers, but no surprise, of course.
Nearly 2/3 of the players are black, right? 60% of Americans are white. Should we look at the disproportionate number of black players in the NFL and NBA and say it's racist? Well, of course not. We don't look at it like that.
Well, actually, some of your side of the aisle does.
The National Basketball Association is anywhere between 75 to 80% black. And that's okay. It's fine. Actually, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If diversity is your strength, then have affirmative action where you must have a certain amount of white people in the National Basketball Association.
Like this man, Charlie Kirk. Let's be clear what they mean by woke.
Woke fascism that will destroy our nation.
We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
I think they mean black. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way to say thug or something else, right?
Mm-hmm. So you got the opponents of this kind of using the word woke as their stand-in. There's dog whistle, they used to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel about that?
It is what it is. Like we said, it doesn't belong to us anymore. And, once something goes out in the world, it takes a life of its own. It's an energy of its own. I can tell you what woke means.
Please.
It just means being aware.
Let's also be clear about who Jerod Mayo is. He was an All-American at the University of Tennessee. His final year, I think he had 140 tackles. Dude was a stud. Selected in the first round of his draft, 10th overall, I believe this was in 2008, by the New England Patriots. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Throughout his career, he made the Pro Bowl, won a Super Bowl, named team captain in only his second year, and was named to an all-pro selection. Dude was good. Real good. He'd retire in 2015, devoting every year to the organization. He came back in 2019 to coach his position, the linebackers. He rose through the ranks, and now he is the heir apparent to Bill Belichick. His former high school coach would speak with Patriots.com and say, "Other than getting married and having my 2 children, this is the highlight of my life." He said this with tears in his eyes. Jerod Mayo told me he had a dream of being a head coach, Tommy Austin said. He set a goal and a timeline, which is the kind of person he is, but I was excited to hear it. When he first got into coaching, I wasn't surprised because he already was a coach on the field as a sophomore in high school. But yeah. It's because he's woke. That should be the storyline.